Now I have my jumper T14 in my hand here, currently turned off, and I have a few switches with more than one positions. Now generally what this video is about is setting different switch positions for different VTX output. So generally what happens is, if I have this here as output to have 200 watts out of my VTX, I switch downwards to another position, I get 800 watts, and I switch it downwards to get 1500 watts. That's generally how it works. So you can switch between the different outputs, the different power stages or the power levels from your VTX using just a switch. Now that I've been there for quite a long time, I've been using it for quite a while, and let me tell you exactly how it works. So you're gonna go to your CLI and I'm going to type in VTX. This here, it returns different VTX states at different levels. So you see VTX, and that's generally one common right here. So you can replace it by typing the same thing, and you just change the values. So VTX 0 will be state 0, which is the first state in computer binary. So 0 will be number 1. Here will be your aux channel. Here will be your default bun, or the bun that you choose. Here will be the channel that you choose. Here will be the power level that you choose. And that will be the range. So this is the low range and the high range. Now, to make it very easy, sometimes you will put everything here which is highlighted in the right order, but just because of the ranges, it usually gives you such a headache, and I'll tell you how you can do that very easily. So for example, if I want, let me go to my VTX right here. So my VTX right here, I have 5 power modes right here, and those power levels are the default, and which basically is the unchangeable values that I have to stick with. So at level 1, I'm pushing out 25 watts from my VTX. At level 2, I'm pushing out 200 watts from my VTX. So this is my VTX right here. Those power states are basically, I'm just stuck with it. So at level 3, I'm pushing out 500 watts. Level 4, I'm pushing out 1500 watts. And at level 5, I'm pushing out 3000 watts. So with those values right now memorized, let me see exactly what's taking place here. So what I can do, I can simply either put my power state here as none, or I can just simply put it as a static power state. I can put it at 500 right here. With low power DSAM enabled, you cannot use those settings while your drone is turned off. So I'm going to leave low power DSAM off, and I'm going to have pit mode enabled. So I can have a pit mode enabled via my modes right here, and enable pit mode generally to turn off that VTX when I'm not using it. So I'm going to go to the CLI, and I need the format, which is basically almost the same for everything. So you're going to have 3 different power states. So let's get to a receiver here, and I need to restart my drone. So in receiver here, I have to make sure I have a switch with 3 different positions. So I don't have a switch with 3 different positions right now. Okay, I have this one, and I can easily set those 3 different positions on that by allowing to click to choose a source but don't choose a switch. So I have aux 5 with 3 different positions. Considering this is my VTX here, I can select aux 5 here, and this is vtx.in.au. The only reason why I'm choosing that right here is because it actually has the rates or the ranges that will actually work for me for my specific VTX. If I know the ranges off my head or actually discover the ranges, I can do that without this website, but it's generally just the ranges that's needed. So I will have 900 to 1100. So with aux5 here, it basically goes down a value lower. So I'm going to copy this here. Or you can copy like all three if you wanted. So I can change the power states right here. So at this one, I have at the lowest option, the lowest position, I have power state 1, which is 25 watts. If I wanted, I can put it at 200 watts, which is basically power, instead of 25 watts, I now put it at 200. I can put power state 3, which is 500 watts, power state 5, which is 3000 watts. And this is all what you understood from the text right here. 200 watts, 500 watts, 3000 watts. So everything here is ignored because everything else here is just used to make the VTX stable, but generally it's just for this power states here and the aux for the VTX control, and it will provide me with those stuff down here. And I copy those three because I'm only using 3 power states, and generally that is it. You can add more power states if you want, but I only need 3 power states because I only have a 3-point switch. So I can copy this and I'm going to go to my CLI right here and I'm going to paste that right here. So VTX power state number here, the channel, which is channel 5, but it goes one way backwards because you count from 0. Here you have the default band. Here you have the default channel. While it's on 0, it means that it's going to stay as what it currently is. Here you have the power state and you have your ranges, the lowest to the highest range. Then you go click save to file. Sorry, my bad. You're going to press enter. So here we have the states right here. So power state 2, power state 3, and power state 5 is on the positions where the switch is on. Switch number 5, aux5, is on the 0 position, or the first position, the second position, and the third position. Then I'm going to type in save. And now I can use this switch here to choose between my VTX powers. And let me show you how it actually works. So I'm going to go to video shorts beta here. And here you can see that I am on power state 200, which is all the way up. I can flip it all the way down. I'm going to go to OSD, then go back to video. Okay. Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Okay, my mistake was I flipped the wrong switch. It's actually that switch, which is switch number 5. So if I watch on receiver here, I know I'm using switch number 5 because it has 3 positions. But it's the wrong switch. So right here, you see I on power state 200, which is the way up. If I put it to the center position, I can just refresh this like that. You see that's 500. And if I put it on the last position, I'll just refresh this like that and go back here, and you'll see it's on power state 3, which is 3000 watts. So I can put it back all the way up and then refresh it, and that's generally back on 200. As simple as that. So when I'm flying my drone, I can fly on 200. The further I go, or if I'm in distress and I'm getting really bad latency, I just flip it all the way down, and simple as that. But what I would rather do is have it flip all the way up. So like I said, in your CLI, where you will have your power states going from from 2, 3, and 5, you make it go from 5, 2, then 3. Simple as that. That's it for this video, guys, and that's easy as that. The next video for the Betaflight playlist, we'll be going through the CLI and servers afterwards. So that's it.